Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Cascadia. So this is the game of Cascadia set up for 2 players. The only thing that's different is the number of tiles that are available for 3 or 4 players. So it's 20 tiles per player plus 3. So everyone is building their own space. They won't join together, they're just building in their area. What you're looking for is points at the end of the game for what you have built. On your turn, you're choosing this pair, this pair, this pair, or this pair of elements, and you're taking them in. So this player might choose that pair. You do not have to join the same terrain type. That is a perfectly legal placement. There's nothing that stops you from placing a tile anywhere on your terrain. However, there are points at the end of the game for having terrains together. This token then goes either here or here because there's a picture of the elk in both spots. He might put that there, for example. Once that's happened, then we release the next one, and out of the bag, we grab another token. Now you'll notice that there are 3 foxes. At this point, the player whose turn it is, which is this one, has the choice of either getting rid of those 3 foxes and replacing with 3 totally fresh tiles, or they can just live with what is there. So in this case, he might get rid of those 3. We'll put out 3 again, and he'll take that, for example, and place that there. Okay, that's the essence of the game. Those tokens that were pulled off the board would now go back into the bag. So once all of the token pull has happened, I believe they go back in before that token set up the next round happens, but it's not too much of a drama if you forget and put it in afterwards. This guy elects to take that and put that there. You'll notice that he's covering up I think it's a pine cone. There's a little arrow on the top of the tile to remind you that that's there, but what happens when you cover that up is you get a pine cone in. Pine cones have 2 abilities. Number 1, you can spend a pine cone, take any habitat and any marker that you wish when it's your turn to take stuff, or you can use a pine cone to wipe out any number of wildlife tokens that are there. So if they're showing a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want and maybe the next player does want, get rid of them is a way to go. Any pine cone that you have left over at the end of the game will give you points. And it's 1 point per nature token that you have at game's end. So speaking of game's end, let's jump forward. The first thing is you'll notice there are 5 cards up here. There are, I think, 4 different types of card for each animal type. And what that's looking at is how you have them set up. So the bear, if you have 2 bears next to each other, if he's managed to actually put bear tokens there, that have no other bears around them, which these ones don't. Bear in mind, I do apologize about that, I'm so sorry, that if that was what your setup looks like, it would not fulfill that good. Pulling that away now. He has 1 pair of bears next to each other, so that would get him 4 points at the end of the game. If he'd managed to get 4 different location pairs of bears, that would get him 27 points at the end of the game. Then we go to the elk. So he has 1 elk, which is 2 points. If he had a second elk in a straight line, that would get him 5 points. If he had a third elk in the straight line, that would get him 9 points. However, if the elk was here, that's no longer a straight line, so he would be able to get 5 points for this straight line, and then 2 points for the single elk. But here he can get 9 points for all 3 of them being in a straight line. This card is getting him points for how many salmon he has in a run. Notice there is absolutely fine for the run. If he has a salmon here, that is no longer in a run. And if he has a salmon there, that is no longer in a run. So you need to have salmon not next to other salmon, just a single line of them. And depending on how long your line is, up to 7 salmon, you'll get up to 25 points. At the moment there's 3, which would get him 8 points. Then we go to hawks. And we're looking for how many hooks you have that are not surrounded by other hooks. So at the moment, there's only one, which would give him 2 points. If he'd managed to get that in there, that would get him 5 points. And then finally, the foxes, that is giving him points for what he is surrounded by. He is allowed to be surrounded by foxes. So at the moment, this fox would only be surrounded by 2 different types of animal. If it looked like that, he'd be surrounded by 3, so that would get him 3 points. Once you have been through all those cards, you're then scoring for your largest contiguous corridor of each type of landscape. So, for example, it doesn't matter if it's got animals on it or not. If this was here, the snow area would have 3 spots. If this is where it was actually placed, the snow area only has 1 because these 2 are not joined together. You need the snow area in here to make that a thing. So you go down, you mark in on the score sheet how many tiles you have. Then once you've done that, you look for majority. So whoever has the most in the snow area, whoever has the most in the river area or the desert area or whatever. You're going through each of them, depending on the size of the game. So if it's a 2-player game or a solo game, you're getting 2 points for having the largest habitat. Tied is only worth 1 point. If you're playing a 3 or 4-player game, it's 3 points for the largest area and 1 point for the second largest area. However, if there's a tie, there's 2 points for each of the tied players and no points for anyone else. Or if you're tied for the second largest area, you don't get any points. And then once all that has been scored, you would get 1 point per nature token. Whoever has the highest score at game's end is the winner. And that, my friends, is Cascadia. Please go ahead and watch my gameplay to get a feel for how the game actually plays. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.